AITA for contacting my ex's fiancé without his consent? I, 30F, was engaged to Anthony, 32M, 4 years ago. Our relationship ended for a number of reasons, but we had been together since high school. We did not have the best ending and there was a lot of hurt. I moved across the country when I moved out of our shared home. We cut contact following our split and have remained no contact ever since. We have mutual friends still, so I occasionally receive updates about his life and I am sure he receives the same. 5 years ago, Anthony's mother, Liz, passed away after a long illness, and because we were engaged, Liz had given me a letter and a wrapped gift that she wanted me to give to Anthony on our wedding day. It was not specific to our wedding day, but since she knew she would not be there, she decided I should be the one to do it. She asked me to just keep it between us. She did not want her ex-husband or other kids to know. 8 months later, when we actually called off the wedding, I had forgotten about these items as I had stored them in my childhood bedroom for safekeeping, and in the midst of moving across the country, I left the items behind, which I am aware was careless. Fast forward to now, and I recently learned that Anthony is engaged to Beth, 30s, and my first thought was that I am really happy for them and wish them all the best. I then was thinking about our cancelled wedding and his mom. I really loved her like a second mom, and I was struck with the sinking feeling that I still had the letter and gift from her and that I had never returned it to the family. I then remembered Liz asking me not to share it with her other children or ex-husband, and while I was unsure of the exact reason, I think it is because she had done the same for her other children, but I am not sure who is holding on to their letters and gifts. I brought it up to my husband and explained how guilty I felt about still having these things, and I just did not know what to do. Together we talked through all the different options I could have called him, but felt it would ruin the surprise on the actual wedding day, which is what his mom wanted. I could have contacted a sibling, but then I feel like it would have ruined their surprise since they are not married yet. I thought about relatives, but I just don't know who. I settled on Beth. It just felt right that Liz wanted it to come from his soon-to-be wife. I reached out to her via social media DM and wrote her an extensive letter detailing what I have stated above. I told her she could do with this information what she wanted, but that would be in my hometown next month and would love to get these items to her. Apparently, this was the wrong thing to do. She told Anthony about my message, and he is pissed that I reached out to her. He says I have no business contacting his fiancée. I am torn now because I was honestly trying to honor his mother's wishes and return the items to their rightful owner. I really felt like I was doing the right thing for everyone. Edit. Was it a bad breakup? It was not great. I had gotten a job in another city, we both agreed that I should take it, and then he decided at the last minute he didn't want us to go. I ultimately decided to go anyway, and he thought I would stay. He was very angry I did not stay. His version of events is usually that I left him right after his mother died. Edit 2. Why not just mail the package? I honestly would not have known where to mail it. I do not know where they live, and I did not want to ask any mutual friends because I honestly wanted to keep them out of it. I wanted it to be Beth's decision. Edit 3. Why not tell the ex-fiancée herself or give it to his family? I know I could have reached out to him or his siblings, but not without spoiling his mom's plans. She wanted him to have it on his wedding day from his wife. I was trying to honor her wishes. I thought about all the possible scenarios and chose the one I thought most reflected what his mom would have wanted and also gave everyone a choice. If I told him, it ruins that moment between them. If I told a sibling, it steals their future moment. If I told his dad, I risked him not knowing about any of this and not following through. I thought about his mom's sister, but I'm not sure what the status of that relationship is. The only person I could think of that was in a position to not cause all that collateral damage is the person who is in my former position when the gift and letter were handed over. Edit to clarifies the letter wasn't written for me but my ex-fiancée. No, she wrote her son a letter when he was a little boy that he was to open on his wedding day. She planned to give it to him herself but knew she was not going to make it, so she gave it to me to share with him with instructions to give it to him at our planned first look. I was not in the position to question a dying woman. I also thought I would be marrying her son, so it seemed like a simple talk. I never thought I would be in the position of having to pass it on to someone else to give him, but here I am. Update. In case anyone is interested in an update to this story. So I heard from Anthony again over the weekend, but this time it was a phone call, which I was very surprised about. We have not spoken a word to each other since the day we broke up. Well, he was at a get-together with friends on Saturday and he was still pretty angry about my reaching out to Beth. He was telling some of the partygoers about the interaction and that I should have never reached out to her. The following is what he told me about their reaction to the conversation. I guess the people he was talking to, not friends I have kept in touch with, thought that he was overreacting. They told him that it sounded like I was trying to fix a mistake that I made and did not mean any harm. So then his best friend, Mike, asked him why he was really angry. Anthony said this got him thinking about his reasoning and he realized he wasn't actually mad about my contact with Beth but the fact that 4 years ago I actually moved and cut contact. He said that when he decided not to move, he was sure I would change my mind and that when I left it was a total shock to his system and he was really angry with me. I acknowledged that the way I left was terrible but also implored him to take responsibility that he completely blindsided me and left me with very few options. He apologized for this and for his anger and I apologized for leaving and cutting contact. I let him know the dates I will be in town and I would happily send the items to them if he gave me his address. Instead, he asked if he could come to pick them up, which I said is fine. Overall, it was a good conversation that I am glad we had. I doubt we will ever be friends, but I am glad we seem to be at peace with each other.